And just like that, the Mike White era is over as soon as it started. How are we doing, Jets fans? I'm Glenn Naughton with JetNation Radio and JetNation.com. Be sure to check us out on JetNation.com to join what is the most active Jets message board on the web. So as you just saw, the Jets get their doors blown off again. The Buffalo Bills top the Jets 45-17. Absolutely atrocious performance. I'm getting tired of saying it. How many times are we going to talk about this defense just being beyond anything we've ever seen? This is going to go down as the worst defense in the history of this team at this rate. And they might surpass that within the next few weeks. I'm going to go back and take another look and see the worst numbers any team, any defense has ever put up for the Jets in terms of points allowed. You would have to imagine they are fast approaching that number, or at the very least on pace to shatter it. It's been a tough few weeks. The win against the Bengals not included, of course. But basically what we're seeing right now is a secondary that's playing kind of how we thought they would play as the season approached. And I think we were sort of caught off guard, if you will, through the first few weeks of the season when they weren't that bad. And myself and others did say it's nice to see them play at this level, but they were catching breaks. A lot of teams were losing key receivers when the Jets came up on the schedule, or some teams just didn't have very good receivers. And I'd said, let's see what happens, funny enough, when they play Cincinnati and they get Jamar Chase. And then the opposing receivers get a little bit better as we go. Now, they ended up shutting down Jamar Chase. But now, in the last couple weeks, the Jets, they can't, as Bart Scott says, stop a nosebleed. Of course, that was in regards to the other team, but you get what I'm saying. Today, Josh Allen throws for 366. The most talented unit on the Jets defense, the D-line. They can't do anything. If they're not getting there in 1.3 seconds, that's it. It's over. The ball is out. Brandon Echols goes down early in the game, and the Jets counter with Javelin Guidry, one-on-one against Stephon Diggs. And, I mean, listen, I like Javelin Guidry. He's a nice slot guy. But you're talking year two undrafted free agent slot corner, and you're putting him up against Stephon Diggs one-to-one on a few occasions. Buffalo, what are they going to do? They go right at it. First ball should have been a TD. Diggs lands out of bounds. Him and Josh Allen say, all right, well, we'll just do that again, and I'll be more on target. Josh Allen puts it on target. Guidry stands no chance. And so I'm not putting this on Guidry. I'm putting this on Robert Saleh. And I get that they don't have corners. I just said we knew this secondary group was going to be bad. You can't go into an NFL season in 2021 knowing how every rule has changed, every rule has been skewed to make sure offenses can throw the ball all over the field. And the Jets came into the season with nothing but inexperienced corners. And that's fine. You want to let these guys play and learn and grow. I'm fine with that. I think the problem was just that, as I said, they weren't terrible early on. So we all thought, oh, maybe these guys are a little better than we thought. Maybe they'll be a little more competitive than we expected. But now as the opponents are getting better, the results are changing. And even if Echols doesn't go out, that's still a mismatch. Diggs on Echols. Echols, he's done a nice job. I've said it. Done a nice job for a 6th-round pick. Won himself a starting job. But now he's dinged up. You can't have Guidry out there. Isaiah Dunn gets out there, gets his hand on a ball that gets intercepted, which, hey, Neesman picks up the first Jets INT of the season, for the secondary, that is. So, hey, big celebrations all around, right? You got to pick. But the D-line doesn't have time to make a play. The secondary isn't good enough to cover. The linebackers, I said to somebody earlier today in a conversation, this team might have to draft 2 or 3 linebackers. And they really might. I don't know that Hamza Nasruddin and Jamian Sherwood, who now we won't see him for the rest of the year, neither of them have or will have done enough to make this team say, well, we're set at linebacker. We don't have to make any moves there. Jared Davis, speaking of linebackers, he's playing out of control. These are plays where there have been some spots where the Jets put him in position to make a play, and he just misses. There's playing with your hair on fire, and then there's playing with your hair on fire and just running all over the place. So big touchdown run from Buffalo where you saw Jared Davis just go flying past the running back. So you're kind of seeing why. You see, again, he's one of those guys. Okay, I see the talent, I see some of the tools, but if you're not playing under control, if you're not playing disciplined, this is how you end up getting benched by the Lions and leaving in free agency. And it's honestly a little bit concerning that the Jets made him one of their first priorities in free agency. He did, when you watch him on film, he did some good things in Detroit. He looked like he could be an effective blitzer. We've not seen that. But again, when your DBs aren't covering, guys are rarely going to look good blitzing because someone's going to be left uncovered, and even the covered guys are uncovered. So Josh Allen's going to go out and he's going to throw for 366. And this was another game where it felt like the opposing team, there's been a few of these now. We've seen against New England, against Indy today. You felt like if Buffalo had the incentive, if they had a reason to, they could have put up 60 or 70. There's no, nothing the Jets are doing is stopping anyone. They have no reason to stop. But as it stands, Buffalo, like I said, they win 45-17. Josh Allen throws for 366. Mike White. Listen, here's the situation with Mike White. It's nice that he had himself a couple of decent outings because now you might have a QB2 moving forward. Those are important too, by the way. You need a guy who can maybe come in and win you a couple games. And this was beyond a tough situation for him. Mike White's playing the best defense in the NFL in the third start of his career. And you've got defenders, but Bills defenders once again just running unblocked up the middle. On the fumble that was nearly, or on the incomplete pass that was a near fumble, Ed Oliver might be the best lineman on the Bills, just comes right up the A-gap, completely unblocked. Levels Mike White. And of course, Mike White ends his day by getting folded in half. So Mike White was off. When Mike White was on, he didn't get much help. The big fumble by Corey Davis before the half, that's a big swing right there. That's a chance at a score before the half. That might be the best throw we've seen from Mike White, to be honest. He zipped that on a line, deep down the field, hits Davis over the middle. Davis just keeps trying to, fight for extra yards and ends up giving up the ball. And that's the end of that. So for Mike White, these couple of games have been an opportunity for him to show that in the right situation, he can function. And you can downplay that all you like, but we saw what happened with Luke Falk and Trevor Siemian, and we've seen some of these guys in the past, how you can have a backup quarterback who goes out there and can't get you a first down, let alone, hey, if this guy's on today and we do some things right, we'll put up 30, because Mike White's done that now. And if he's not playing the best defense in the NFL, and if his O-line decides to block, and if guys catch the ball a little bit when he throws, and don't get me wrong, he was bad. He threw a few picks. He could have thrown a few more. I'm not saying Mike White wasn't bad today, but he's a backup quarterback. And for Jets fans, all we've known is bad. Hell, at starter and backup. But if Mike White's done enough to get himself into the conversation to possibly be your QB2 moving forward, great. And now it's back to Zach. Zach Wilson will be back under center for the Jets next week against the Dolphins, you would have to imagine. And this is going to be a chance for him. We'll see how Mike LaFleur approaches the offense. We've talked about it ad nauseum. We've beaten a dead horse, so to speak. This offensive approach has been different with Mike White under center. And as a matter, I said it the day of Mike White's first start. I said, look how many 4-receiver sets. Look how many 5-receiver sets. Look how aggressive they're being on offense. And then I saw someone tweet out a video the other day, Chris Sims, who, regardless of what you think of him as a player, he's done a pretty nice job as an analyst. And what did Chris Sims say? He said the Jets right now are doing things to make the offense more quarterback friendly, all things they didn't do for Zach Wilson. And he pointed out almost exactly what we've been saying. More tight ends, bunch formations, short stuff, conservative game plan, all that with Zach Wilson. Mike White comes in 4 wide, 5 wide, throw the ball on first down, second and short, third and short. Zach Wilson, it was tight ends all over the field, run up the middle for 2, run up the middle for 1, third down and 6, third and 7, a ton of that, no throwing on first down. So now let's see Mike LaFleur come out with his franchise quarterback and apply some of the same principles with him to make the offense more quarterback friendly than he did for Mike White. And let's see, I don't know how long we've been calling for this now, but let's see GVR go back to the bench, or see him go to the bench. Let's see more targets for Elijah Moore, one of the only guys who made a play today. But it's got to be Mike White. You got to find someone else to play guard. And now for my money, I tweeted this out during the game, I want to see some Noah Dawkins. Noah Dawkins is an athletic guy, small school guy, Citadel. But I praised him early in preseason, said he was a guy that I thought might make the roster. Stuck as a practice squad guy, got on the roster for a little bit, earned some praise from Robert Saleh. Now he's back on the practice squad. These linebackers aren't doing anything. None of these linebackers are playing so well that you say, oh, we can't give somebody else a shot. Listen, Noah Dawkins is a more athletic guy than some of the guys the Jets have out there. Let's give him a shot, because it can't get any worse. You're literally going out there every week fielding a defense that, as I said, if the opposing team felt like it, could put up 60 on you. Can it get any worse? I certainly hope not. That wraps it up for us this week, Jets fans. Be sure to check us out on JetNation Radio, JetNation.com, Tuesday nights. Dylan Terman, Alex Varallo. I'll be doing some more JetNation AM stuff. And of course, as I said, check out our forums on JetNation.com. Become part of the most active Jets message board on the web. And we will catch you next week, Jets fans. Have a good one.